Funders want today more than a paragraph about future fundraising plans. They, as you mentioned earlier, they don't want to fund something that's going to stop producing impact after that grant is over. So how are funders evaluating sustainability in grant applications today? How can you show them that you're thinking about this and you have a plan for this?
Right, right. You are so spot on. This goes well beyond, in my opinion, just laying out potential funding sources for the next year. You know, as I already mentioned, uh, what is infrastructure to manage your programs over time? What are the realistic cost structures? I talk to a lot of organizations. I ask them, what is the core cost of keeping your doors open? Like next year, what
Mhm.
if something were to happen and you had to just keep the doors open with what you have, do nothing else, what does that cost?
Mhm.
And you might be surprised at how few people know that number.
Yeah.
And so to understand that basic cost of what you need, and then if you're talking about growth and scaling, if you were a for-profit company, you would have this base cost, right? And then you would be scaling and your base cost is growing, and you would understand that you have customers that are providing you with enough revenue to handle that growth so that you don't
Yeah.
have to lay people off. But nonprofits don't always think that way.
Yeah.
And I think when you're talking about sustainability, that's where we need to start to think about that. I talk about when you're doing your budget for next year, I'll say, well, how are you going to fund all these things that you want to say? And they say, well, we're going to write grants. And I said, so what's the gap here? Like $400,000. What, these are praying hands emojis like on your budget. You might as well just send it to the board with that emoji in these spots. Like, I don't know where this is coming
Yeah.
from. And then they might say, well, we're going to say a percentage. This funding for the year that you're working on really already needs to be in place. And if
Mhm.
it's not, you need to be able to manage to the core and then the growth if I get this additional funding. And
Yeah.
that's where thinking beyond the immediate need is important for sustainability.
Yeah.
So for me, it's about not just a budget every year, not even a forecast, but what is the scenario plan for what we're doing?
Yeah.
And what is the plan A, plan B, if money is there or if money isn't? And what is the trigger within the year if something's going well or going bad that says now we escalate growth,
Mhm.
now we don't grow, we just sustain.
Yeah.
That is the sustainability. And so having these conversations with your board now is really important to
Yeah.
not just say, well, we'll cut out 401k match or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, what is your plan for funding? And when you say I'm going to diversify and we're going to raise funds, what does that mean exactly?
Yeah, yeah. I love that concept of like the minimal viable budget.
Mhm.
Like really what does it take? And then we like to go a little bit farther and look at your outcomes data and create this like cost per success metric. So basically, what does it cost to get one person, not 20 people, not 100 people, but one person to whatever that outcome is? And that then helps you kind of tie the financial metrics to the mission and the results of that mission. So when you're talking to funders, if you can only serve 10 people with your minimal viable budget, then what does that take? Like, what does it cost to get there? Because that's the reality. When you're
Yeah,
asking for money, it's like the reality is it might take us, $1,500 or $2,500 to get one person to a successful outcome. And so if you want to scale our impact with us, then we need, $15,000 or something to impact 10. Like, and I think it puts it in tangible terms for funders when you add
very
those two
true.
components.
Yeah.